All right, here we go. Submit your application and okay. There we go. Submitted. What's going on, YouTube? All right, so we just got back from the gym today. Actually, I recorded yesterday's workout for an edit, and I did legs today, but I'm gonna put yesterday's edit in 3, 2, 1. Now that we're back home, had some breakfast, and we got our first snowfall. Whoop, whoop. So not a bunch, but probably like an inch or so, 1.5 inches maybe. So we're pretty excited that we got some snow. We're packing up. We leave for Chicago. We got the mugs in for the JDI, the competition that we're hosting in the beginning of January. So those are super cool. Just getting things ready around the house. I'm gonna pack today, take you guys along with on the preparation. And also, I'd like to go over my iPhone 10, some of the stuff I want to review about it because you guys were asking about that as well. As you saw, I posted the clip of me submitting for Ninja Warrior. Super excited. So basically the process is you have to make a video and fill out their application and send it in by January 2nd. I leave tonight for Chicago, so I had to do it before I left. And also, once everyone's submitted, they go through all the applications and review who's going to be on there. And it's not only them, but like NBC has to go through and make sure that they have whoever they want, right? So fingers crossed that it's submitted. So if you guys want to tweet them, tell them that I should be on there because it would be super, super fun. So, but there's no Ninja Warrior gyms around here. We just have our gymnastics gym. There's some CrossFit gyms, which CrossFit isn't really going to translate too much other than some of the bars that they have, but we have those at the gym. So I'm going to have to play around at the gym. We're not supposed to show our actual application video. So that's got to be on the down low for now. And yeah, so let's get going. All my stuff from the trip in Tahoe, kind of packed, still got to repack now for Chicago. So. Alright guys, so now is the time for the review of my iPhone 10. I know some of you guys were commenting below saying that you wanted me to review it or just talk about it, give you guys some insight for those of you who don't have one or maybe looking to get one. So I'm going to go over a few things. First things first, the Face ID works really well for me. As you guys can see, it's locked. Looks at me and it's unlocked. You swipe up and it goes home. So I think it works good. I've actually had it work with sunglasses. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does. It works with a beanie. I did have a beard when I did the Face ID and I shaved it and it still does Face ID, so that was pretty impressive. So the Face ID I think is overall pretty impressive. It is frustrating when it doesn't work and then you have to type it in. When we were snowboarding, I had goggles on and a mask, and obviously it doesn't do it with that. So then I was having to type in my code every single time. But not that big of a deal. Overall, I like the Face ID because I could just pull up, look at it, swipe, and go. I don't have to put my thumb anywhere. If my thumb has like water on it or you're washing dishes, whatever, it works. So thumbs up on the Face ID, I like that. The next thing I want to talk about is the power button is much bigger. So I think the on, off button, whatever you want to call it, I think that it's much easier to have it bigger because you could just click, it's right there. I don't think that's really talked about very much in iPhone 10 reviews, but it is bigger, it's nice, it fits right where my thumb goes, so I really like that. Now let's talk about my favorite part of the phone, and that is the size. The size is perfect for me. I was always like nervous going to the 7 Plus or the 6 Plus because it was so big. I actually ordered the 6 Plus when they first came out, and I canceled it and went back to the 6 because I was just nervous. Ended up getting a 6 Plus, and now I have a 7 Plus as well. So I'll show you guys the Plus. So now, no case on either of them. This is the size difference. You can see quite a big difference right there. And we'll put them side by side as well. That's side by side. You can tell pretty big difference with the 7 Plus. So a big difference. I loved having the better camera, the stabilization on the camera, all of the, the better features kind of came with the bigger phone. I don't, however, like, I'm holding it and it's really hard. I have inflexible wrists, to work how big the phone is, basically just how wide. I didn't mind how tall necessarily, it was just how wide. This one is so much easier. I can grab the phone, I can use my thumb, up at the top, which is actually where you swipe down for your control center. Swiping up to your control center is all the way up there. So it would be a lot harder on that phone, which wouldn't make sense. But because the phone is so much smaller, it is awesome. And the specs say that the screen is actually bigger than the 7 Plus on a smaller phone, which is huge. I love it. The size couldn't be any better for me. I think it is perfect. I did record some slow-mo. I have some pictures. I'm gonna throw those in here as well so you guys can see it. I think the slow-mo is really good. Sometimes with bad lighting, it is a little bit grainy, but I do think it is still really, really good slow-mo for just a phone that you can pull out, get some slow-mo for anything, anywhere. Obviously, same with the camera. In good lighting, it's a really good camera. In bad lighting, it's okay. But I think, in good lighting, the camera takes some really, really amazing pictures without even having to edit them. Obviously, they get better if you put them in Lightroom or anything like that, but without editing, they are pretty good. As far as the portrait mode, I haven't really used it too much. I thought portrait mode was really cool in the beginning. It's okay for certain things, but again, you have to have really good lighting for it to actually take a real clear, crisp picture. Go. The phone is I feel a little bit thicker than the 7 Plus. Not a big issue with me, like I said. I usually have a pretty thin case, but still I carry a case on it. And overall the thickness and the size I think is awesome. Now the swipe up feature I really have gotten used to fairly fast. Instead of pressing home, it took me maybe like a day or two to get used to it. Now I'm really used to it. Super easy. And really easy to swipe home. Multitasking is a little more annoying in terms of you have to swipe up and hold. That's really easy, but in terms of closing the apps out, you can't really close them the way you could before, at least not that I know of. You have to hold it and then delete that way or swipe up that way. So it does take a little bit longer. You hold it and you can't swipe, you have to hold it again, and then you can start swiping. So that's a little annoying because it was pretty nice to be able to close them out, but I don't close out my apps all the time anyway. Other than that, I think it pretty much covers everything. Like I said, the camera is awesome. It does bump out a little bit, which is annoying, but I'm sure in the future, if they're able to, they'll clean that up and make it a nice flat back. The all glass, I think, looks really sleek. I did get the gloss back on the 7 Plus because I did like the way that it looked. Although the gloss back is a lot dirtier and kind of shows scratch marks a lot more than the glass. So the 7 Plus does show a lot more scratches and everything. Although this is a very new phone, I'll kind of see over the next few months on how that goes. Now, as far as the notch goes, I know pretty much everybody hates the notch or this tab up there, whatever you want to call it, having it, you know, kind of look funny on your screen. I really don't think it's that big of a deal for me. Yes, you do notice it in sometimes, but I love the fact that you can actually have a full screen on most of the apps, and it really doesn't bother me that there's like that notch up there. But overall, I absolutely love this phone. Like I said, my favorite feature of the phone is just the size of it. I can hold it in my hand so much easier than I could the 7 Plus. Fits in my pocket better. It's just so much better of a size for the phone just for me. And I think they couldn't have done a better job, especially with the screen being bigger. So it's not like you're losing out on the screen space. You actually have more space in a better size of the phone. So there you guys have it. That is pretty much my review of this iPhone. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I just wanted to give you guys some information on it because people were asking me about it. So that's it. Let's get on with the rest of the day. All right, time to head to work. Let's go. All right, meeting done, went really well. Ran to the gas station real quick because it was pretty early still. Normally I get here around 1:30 or 2, and I got here around 12:50 to have the meeting. And like I told you guys before, usually I don't have energy drinks very often, but I don't have any encaged here with me at the moment, so I went and picked up a Monster, which I know these are absolutely probably terrible for you, but decided I'd try it. I've never had this kind. Usually I like the white one if I'm gonna have one, and it's actually pretty good. It's definitely sweeter than the white one. Time to head home.
How are you?
Good, thanks. All right, guys, headed home. Got to finish packing, and then we have dinner tonight, like I said, and then we're heading out. Oh, look at the mountains. That is where we went snowboarding, over there. That's where we went snowboarding. Super fun. I cannot wait to go again. But all right, let's go home. All right, so I'm back home. I vacuumed the house. Got the rest of my stuff packed up. I think I have everything. I didn't want to get my black shirt all dog hairy, so I've got it right there with my jacket. Got my backpack and my bags in there. I think we're all ready to go. Super excited. Going to Chicago. Super pumped. Can't wait. Here we